with its turbulent history, Texas has its share of ghosts and paranormal phenomena. The long and controversial past of the Lone Star State seems to have left many residual hauntings and unexplained occurrences emerging throughout the former Republic's buildings and pine forests. USS Lexington. The decommissioned World War II aircraft carrier is known locally as the Blue Ghost, and our strangely apt nickname first given to the ship by Tokyo Rose during its service in World War II. The Lexington, now a floating museum, has long been considered by local Corpus Christi residents to be inhabited by spirits. Of the hundreds of accounts of supernatural activity reported each year, the most common sightings are those of two individual sailors. Both are fully kitted out in uniform, with one helping lost guests find their way back to the deck, and the other occupying the engine room, where he delivers a lecture on how the turbines work before disappearing into thin air. The latter is rumoured to be an engine room operator who perished during one of the ship's battles and is said to still roam the ship at night. Security officers have also seen shadowy figures running chaotically at night as if seeking cover during a torpedo attack, while visitors have also claimed to witness doors slamming and lights flashing on and off for no reason. The museum director describes the hauntings as playful. No one gets hurt. He recounted losing 6 pen caps over 5 weeks, for which he unsuccessfully scoured his office one day. Returning to work the next morning, he found all 6 pen caps sitting side by side right in front of his computer keyboard. El Paso High School Ghost. An unknown girl appeared in the El Paso High School yearbook group photograph of the graduating class of 1985, much to the consternation of students and staff associated with that year. Everyone denied the presence of the girl at the time that the picture had been taken. To this day, no one can identify the young woman whose blurred image appeared in this shot, but, strangely, is absent from the negative. Some claim she was a student who passed after falling from a balcony at El Paso High, but no definite identification has been made. As well as the mysterious presence of the unknown student, some graduates and faculty members have claimed that hundreds of spirits hold motivational rallies in the middle of the night. They report hearing basketballs bouncing around the court and mass of people cheering, but when they scan the auditorium, no one is there. The Marfa Lights. The Marfa Lights are an unexplained spectacle which have intrigued Texans and state visitors for decades. The mysterious lights can be witnessed as distant spots of brightness from Highway 67 and 90, and while dismissed as caused by human activity, they are distinguishable from ranch lights and vehicle headlights by their strangely erratic movements. Yellow-orange orbs hover just above the desert foliage, but below background mesas, and can be seen to pulse on and off with varying intensity, ranging from dim to a dazzling brilliance. They may then suddenly dart across the desert and perform splits and merges in formation. The strange lights can sometimes be red, blue or green, and scientific studies have concluded they are either a strange atmospheric mirage or reflected car headlights. However, they may have been consistently witnessed in that area since the 1880s and remain unexplained. Donkey Lady Bridge, San Antonio. The Donkey Lady Bridge is located 30 miles southwest of San Antonio and has an intriguing background story. While there have been many versions of the ghostly tale, the most authenticated history tells the tale of a local woman who bred donkeys. Described in a 2006 article in San Antonio Express News, the story goes that one of her donkeys bit the child of an important man in the town. This infuriated the child's father, who, with some other locals, ambushed the woman and one of her donkeys on a bridge, purportedly causing them both to fall into the river and drown. According to the legend, if you travel by night to the one-lane bridge in the area the incident was said to have occurred, you can hear eerie sounds of the incident. If you turn off your car engine, you may hear the hee-haw of a donkey or a sound like a human imitating a donkey's cry. Stagecoach Road. Stephanie Prine from Kilgore, Texas, made a chilling discovery after she and some friends decided to have a fun Jeep trip down Stagecoach Road in Harrison County in September 2018. In a later Facebook post, she said she'd never heard any rumours or legend about Stagecoach Road when she and her friends embarked on their road trip. On arriving back home, she was shocked to find a small child's dusty handprint on the side of the Jeep. Prime wrote on a post that at no time had a child been anywhere near her vehicle during the journey to have touched it, particularly not during the dusty stretches of the road. She added that the group had washed and dried the Jeep before they set out for the trip. On posting the image of the small handprint, Prime revealed that she had since found out about the experience of others on Stagecoach Road. Up until the end of the Civil War, the road was a major transportation artery, and some have reported seeing a horse-drawn stagecoach travelling its stretches. Like Prine, drivers have found phantom handprints in the dust on their cars, with other bizarre encounters including sightings of the East Texas Bigfoot and the hair-raising goat man. Dr. White's Sanitarium. Also known locally as the Old Insane Asylum, the White Sanitarium in Wichita Falls was a state mental health facility in the days when the only solution was to lock up patients. Local folklore suggests it used some unorthodox medical procedures in the early 1900s that may have caused the demise of some patients who may still roam the property. There are reports of floating, glowing ends of cigarettes, strange apparitions of figures in hospital gowns, and a woman in white seen wandering around the grounds or staring from a window. Some psychic investigators have heard children's voices when there are none around, and seen lights in the windows at night despite the lack of power to the building. Others have witnessed seeing a group of ghostly men playing cards around a table in the front yard of the then abandoned site. Demon's Road. Bowden Road, Huntsville, has been dubbed Demon's Road by locals who warn visitors to beware of decidedly unfriendly spirits following them home from the Marfa Chapel Cemetery. The reported sightings there are disturbing, of which these two chilling accounts were told to paranormal investigator Dana Gouldsby. In May of 2010, a visitor spotted a man wandering the cemetery one evening, but thought no more of it. Until a few days later, when, as the woman was getting into her shower, she turned to close the shower curtain and was shocked to see standing in her bathroom the same man who she and her friends had sighted roaming through the cemetery. After a terrifying moment, the man vanished and has not been seen since. In another reported incident, a man and his friend observed a hand protruding from a grave in the cemetery. Soon the whole arm was said to be extended and thrashing around as if in search of something. Despite the protestations of his friend, the man approached the grave and bent down to touch the hand, which reportedly wrenched him downwards towards the grave. Pulling himself free, the man turned to his horrified friend and realised that there was someone standing just behind him. As he rushed to protect his friend, the figure behind him raised his head and stared at him. The figure looked exactly like his friend, who had suddenly disappeared. The man then bolted for his car, where he noticed dusty handprints on the outside, and as he climbed inside, he was appalled to find his friend deceased in the back seat. Other strange sightings around the eerie location have included red lights, apparitions of a young child with glowing eyes riding a tricycle, and hitchhiking ghosts. It has even been claimed that shape-shifting demons called genii, or genies, inhabit the road and graveyard. Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Yorktown Memorial Hospital was founded in 1950 by a religious group called the Felician Sisters for the purpose of treating alcoholics and drug addicts. During its operation, which was closed down in 1988, it was said that more people perished than had their lives saved within its walls. The souls of over 2,000 patients who passed there are thought to still roam the building. Staff and ghost hunters frequently report screaming, shadowy figures and being pushed, touched, grabbed and having their clothes tugged. Hotel Galvez. The coastal resort city and port of Galveston was once the most populous centre in Texas and a thriving commercial hub for the country. The Hotel Galvez was built during those boom years to revitalise tourism after the hurricane of 1900. The most infamous spirit on record here is Audra, who was a bride-to-be in the 1950s. It is said that she was staying in room 501 while her fiancé was out at sea when she heard the distressing news that his ship had sunken, claiming the whole crew. Audra is said to have taken her own life in the room, which she still haunts to this day. In a brutal twist, her fiancé had actually survived the wreck and returned to the Galvez to find his fiancée had passed. Guests and employees alike report sensing the presence of the distraught woman, with many claiming that the whole of the 5th floor is haunted. Doors slamming shut for no reason during the night, unusual odours and sightings of orbs have become everyday phenomena at the Hotel Galvez. Menga Hotel. Another of the many haunted hotels in Texas is the Menga in San Antonio. It is renowned as the unofficial headquarters from where President Teddy Roosevelt recruited burly cowboys for its detachment of Rough Riders prior to the Spanish-American War. It is said that some nights he can be seen in his old-style military uniform serving himself a drink in the gloomy barroom off the main lobby. One paranormal recording picked up the order, "Get your horses," perhaps confirming the claim that, on at least one occasion, Roosevelt actually rode his horse into the bar to inspire men to sign up for the cavalry. Another active ghost is a chambermaid known as Sally, who passed at the hands of her own husband in 1876 and is said to be still busily cleaning every day at the Menga. Other well-known ghosts are 2 small boys in Victorian-era dress, a little girl who sometimes appears at the back of photos taken in the bar, and a dapper 1970s playboy who once approached a woman only to disappear when her husband intercepted him. Poltergeist activity, light anomalies, strange noises, EVP audio, cold spots, apparitions, and even physical contact encounters are all common at the Menga Bar.